Hi, this is a review of the Canon US Digital 30D body with the Canon 50mm aperture 1.8 portraiture lens. This is overall a pretty nice camera body, 8.2 megapixels, 1/8,000th of a second top shutter, 5 frames per second continuous shooting, and it comes with the titanium lens mount. Very nice. There are several cons and several pros though about this 50mm lens. It has a pretty fast autofocus system, but it's made out of plastic completely, and the lens mount is plastic, which you don't see that on some of the more higher class lenses like the L lenses and higher grade standard zoom lenses. But when this lens is mounted on the Canon 30D with a 1.8 aperture, it's perfect in program mode, which I generally use for portraiture and some fast action and low light situations. With this lens having a very large aperture, it's a very nice lens for continuous high-speed shooting. Pretty fast. So, a lot of people ask, should I get this lens or the 18 to 55mm kit? I would recommend getting both if you can, because the 18 to 55, it gets wider obviously down to 18, and has a little bit more zoom, 5 more millimeters to 55mm. But the 50mm preset, it isn't an L series, and it does have a smaller filter thread, but it has a standard 1.8 aperture. Very nice for portraiture. So, we put the 18 to 55 on. We do find that the autofocus is quite a bit slower, and it likes to travel. Eventually it'll get the job done though. So, and I also get quite a few questions like, should I get an XT or an XTI? Should I get a 20D or a 30D? If it's in between an XT or an XTI, don't get either one of them. The XTI body by itself normally runs about $520 to $575. The XT body by itself normally runs $390 to $450. This camera body with the 18 to 55mm lens was $640. You can't really beat that. This is awesome compared to Canon XTI. It has the top LCD on the top, a bigger grip. You can put all 4 fingers with a thumb on the back. It's got a larger back, a much bigger and brighter built-in flash. The mode rotary is on the other side. And there's more buttons on the back for more advanced features, and they make a larger vertical grip, and it has a PC synchronization port and a 3-pin shutter cord port for mono lights and shutter cords. So, in between an XT and XTI, forget them both, get this. If it's in between a 20D and a 30D, say you already have a 20D and you're thinking about upgrading, just move on up to the 40D. Yeah, it is $1,000 for the body, but this is $650 for the body. The only difference in this and the 20D, this one has like a little over half an inch bigger LCD, a low speed continuous and a high speed continuous shooting mode, whereas the 20D only has a high speed at 5 FPS. But definitely move up to the 40D if it's in between upgrading from the 20D. But overall, the 30D, I use it for all sorts of things: nature, scenic work, sports, portraiture, planned events, low light. It does it all. But I find that the best setup for this camera is the 50mm f1.8 and my Canon 430EX flash unit. 430EX flash is going to be on another review, along with the Gary Fong diffusion system, so keep watching for that. And we're also going to be reviewing the Sigma 70 by 300mm DG macro the Tamron 70 by 300 millimeter LD DI macro, the Canon 28 by 90 millimeter with hood non-USM, and the Phoenix 19 to 35 millimeter. So stay tuned.